What is up, Gotham fans? Welcome to my review, episode 3, The Balloonman of Gotham. So the past 2 episodes so far have been absolutely fantastic, and this episode, without a doubt, is just up there. I give it an 8 out of 10, so this is my non-spoiler review. No spoilers here. If you haven't seen the episode, you are safe to go until I start talking about the spoilers, but I'll give you a heads up before that happens. So my non-spoiler review is that this episode was amazing. I don't want to completely kiss the butt of the directors and the actors of the TV show, but they really deserve it. I mean, this is a quote from, I think, the Philadelphia Inquirer, something like that, that this had perfect casting, and it really does. I mean, the Penguin, Captain Gordon, everyone is perfectly casted in this episode. And for instance, the Balloonman, he's perfectly casted. And actually, the Balloonman is Professor Pig. That's not a spoiler, don't worry. But just want to mention before I really get into the episode that this TV show is really good. So I know I'm giving it high reviews, but it deserves high reviews. Maybe there will be a crappy episode one day, but I don't want you thinking that I'm constantly giving it a high review. You know what I mean? So anyway, I give the episode an 8 out of 10. It was really good. It mainly focuses on Professor Pig, but it's not the persona Professor Pig. He actually takes over the persona of the Balloonman, but he doesn't really take that persona. It's kind of just something the media gave to him. So the Balloonman is not actually a person in the Batman universe. They kind of just took that, a villain, and gave him a background before he actually became that psychopathic villain who we know as Professor Pig, which is awesome because it's an origin story, so they didn't just dive right into the villain. They gave him a small build up because he's going to be returning. He's not done what he's doing. So basically what you probably saw from the preview is that he's stealing these balloons and bringing them up into the sky. Don't want to go too into that. That would be the spoiler review. But basically this episode was really good. It focuses on Professor Pig, his name is Lonzo Valentine. So it focuses on him, but also we get a little sneak peek of what Bruce is up to. And by the way, talk about acting. Bruce Wayne and Alfred are perfect together. They just, the chemistry between them is right on the dot. So I really like that as well. And I gotta admit, I mean, I don't want to say they're really bringing out lots of Batman hints, but there's definitely one Batman hint in this episode that was oh my god, it gave me chills. It gave me real chills. So I'll bring that up later. But to finish my non-spoiler review, I gotta say the episode was really good. It deserves it. 8 out of 10. Great casting. I love the casting for the Balloonman. I can't wait for him to return as Professor Pig, and we got a little hint of that because he wore a pig mask, and you probably saw it in the trailer. So yeah, pretty good episode, and 8 out of 10. So now I'm going to go into spoilers. So if you don't want to get spoiled and you haven't seen the episode, I suggest you watch it and come back to this point in this episode or this review. So basically, the main point, like I said, is focused on Lonzo Valentine, who is taking over the persona of the Balloonman. And the Balloonman, he's not really a bad guy. He's kind of acting as a vigilante because he basically has a man hires a man to steal 4 weather balloons, and these weather balloons are powerful enough and big enough to bring a man into the sky. So that's logical. That could actually happen. So basically, he has a man steal 4 weather balloons, and he has a list of 4 people who he wants dead, and each one is a known person of Gotham City but has done corrupt crimes and everything in the history of his lifetime, but hasn't really paid for them. So basically he's the police aren't going to take care of them because the police are basically a bunch of assholes at Gotham. So besides Captain Gordon. So basically what he decides is to hunt these guys down himself, and of course he gets taken in for that. He is not killed in this episode, thank God, because he's obviously going to come back as a enraged psychopathic, and that makes sense because Lazo's Valentine's origin is that he didn't just go insane. He actually goes insane by Dr. Daedalus. Dr. Daedalus pretty much brainwashes him to make him that psychopathic man, and basically his obsession is making everything perfect. So I can kind of see this man making things perfect because he already wants to make Gotham perfect, but he'll start getting a little bit too crazy and start killing people and everything like that. I mean, really killing people. I mean, chopping people up and making a perfect human and everything. He's one of the Batman's most creepiest villains, so you can kind of tell he looks like a weird person. He's kind of big, he has a weird face, so obviously I can definitely see this man coming back in possibly a later season or a later episode as Professor Pig. So I really like that character, but I want to talk about the connection between Lonzo and Bruce. So basically at the end of this episode, we see Bruce is watching the news and basically saying, now that the Balloonman is captured, who else is going to help save Gotham? Who is that person that's going to help save Gotham who's not a cop? And Bruce just looks at the TV, and you can see in his eyes, it's just like, wow. He's literally thinking to himself, what if I was that person? And he's going to become that person. So, very hint. It was a small hint, but it was like, it was there. It was very noticeable, and it was like, it gave me the chills. I was really happy about that. So you kind of saw in the preview for the next episode, we're going to dive more into that, where Bruce is like, who's going to save Gotham and everything like that. Hopefully it don't just come out. I mean, this is episode 3. I'm starting to get the feel, like the feel is basically a dark tone, but like, it's kind of hard to describe the feel. I got to have time to think about it, but I kind of see where the direction is. I mean, long-lasting storylines, it seems that I can see this series going for like maybe 5 seasons tops, or actually it could go for longer depending on if they want to go into like Batman training in the Himalayas and training with other, you know, like a League of Assassins, or training with other people. It depends if they're going to do a time jump, but if they're not, then I can't see it for going on that long. But like I mean by like lasting storylines is it has the tone of like, for instance, the Balloonman, who's eventually could return and return again. Like, these people could eventually return. There's lots of build up. There's so much history you can do with Batman in like an origin type feel in this TV show. That's the kind of feel I got from it. So besides, you know, the Alfred and Batman story part, and of course the balloon story part, one thing I want to notice, Barbara Keene and Detective Reen. Now, Detective Reen is, of course, that the woman and the man who has been working around together, who are, I think, are the Special Crimes Unit. And basically, those two have been a part of the past few episodes, kind of just leaning over the GCPD, kind of making fun of them. And we find out the history between Barbara and Detective Reen is that they actually had a relationship together. So Barbara was, you know, before she liked Gordon, was actually a lesbian. So pretty interesting. You know, we already have that at Arrow too, so I like how they're making things diverse. They're not afraid to bring that up, especially in this time era. You know, kids like me getting born in this era are more used to that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm pretty cool about that. That's not what I meant to say, but basically what I'm trying to say is that's interesting storyline right there. I feel like basically Detective Reen has a personal reason to get to, you know, Detective Gordon out of like the GCPD. That's kind of why she hates him, is because she's jealous. So that's kind of interesting. We also found out that Barbara is a little you know what I mean, when, you know, Gordon's not around. So that's pretty cool too, you know what I mean. But yeah, that's pretty much it around the episodes. Really, its focus is on the Balloonman. So we kind of took a break from what's going on with, I think it was the doll maker, how he was capturing up those kids, because his storyline is definitely not over. So he's obviously going to come back too, as long with the Balloonman as well. Nothing goes on with Selena Kyle that much. I mean, we kind of have a short part of with her in the beginning, where she kind of saw who murdered the Waynes, but not really. But she ends up getting away, so she is losing Gotham. And the one last thing I want to talk about is Penguin. He returns to Gotham, and not much is really said, but at the end of the episode, this is a huge spoiler alert, but of course this is a spoiler review. Penguin shows up at Detective Gordon's door, basically just says, you know, thank you, you didn't kill me, what's up? And you can tell that the shoes he's wearing and the way he's walking, he looks like a penguin, and the shoes he stole, actually murdered someone for, what actually are the shoes that chefs wear, so they kind of look like penguin flippers and everything. So they're really hinting that, kind of, yeah, not that much, but they're definitely hinting towards it. So I guess people who aren't comic book fans will be like, well, look, the penguin. I mean, for me, it was like I can notice every little bit of information they're giving to us about that. But yeah, I give the episode an 8 out of 10. I really like where they're going. I mean, they already have so much villains in there, and it's not bad. They're not like throwing the Riddler in our face and having a whole Riddler storyline about the whole season. Like, it's slowly building up, and its main focus is the death of the Waynes. Like, they bring that up all the time, and that's good. The death of the Waynes is like the start of the movement of like everything. I like how they're really showing people that. So this episode deserves an 8 out of 10. I want to hear your review in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like this video. If it gets 100 likes, I will do my next review, and I'm also going to be doing a review for The Flash, Arrow, Walking Dead, and Constantine TV shows that are coming up this week and the next few weeks. So get ready for that too. So anyway, thank you for watching. I'm Tommy from Z&D Comics, and you have a great day.
Ready, aim, fire.